Good morning. Taking an extra moment to set up just because I'm also streaming to YouTube today, so uh, figuring out a couple of things there. I'll be starting here in just a moment. Okay, I think I'm safe to call everything working now. Oh, of course I forgot to actually open the flap on my... Hello! I have an actual physical little cover that goes over my webcam. Forgot to open that, so... Uh, I wasn't expecting to wind up streaming today, but they released another score attack, so I gotta. And then an hour ago, Razlim, uh, one of the biggest names in North American exedra, who I should really be more familiar with, I'll be honest, released a video. There's a new infinite combo in this game, and the new limited characters required. I have almost everything else that's necessary. So I was already like, I looked at the new character and I was like, wow, that seems good. I think I want her. And then, yeah, infinite combo. According to Razlim, the one boss that might not be susceptible to this infinite combo is Chaos Rose Garden Witch, which I have not touched Chaos mode yet. And as he said, the hardest boss in the game currently, so fair enough that the broken combo can't beat the hardest thing. But to get things started here, I'm going to be doing some polls here shortly. Just going to wait until hopefully a couple other people show up. So for the time being, actually, okay, well, I guess I see somebody here is requesting backup, so I'll go ahead and launch off a raid farm. I should probably work on farming Chrysalis. And I think the character that I want to farm with is already in my Chrysalis team, luckily. Just does not have the things that I need. So, for the infinite combo, things you need are the new Saint Sayaka, Santa Sayaka, Christmas Sayaka, whatever you want to call her. These are just the names that I've seen so far. You need her. You need Moimura, who you actually don't even use in your team. She's an equipment. You need Hazuki with a couple of specific Chrysalis. And you need, well, preferably you want Ren, which... My Ren is balling about as hard as a Ren can ball right now. She's, max Ascensions. She has all the desired Chrysalis. I haven't perfected her substats on that. And she also, I believe I've maxed out her heart files. Or is close. Actually, I think I'm working on it right now. I think she's like mid-40s. But at any rate, these are the ingredients that Razlim, who figured out this infinite combo, put forward as the pieces that you want in order to pull it off. And I only watched half of the video because I just saw it like 20 minutes ago, and I was watching it as I was getting ready, and then I was like, I'm just going to start streaming. I've seen enough. I've got an idea of how it works, and mainly I was just kind of on the fence of, do I pull for Saint Sayaka? And now it's yes. Like, I read that she can give 2 SP back to things, and I was like, there's gotta be a way that that's broken. That's insane. That is a powerful ability, and I want that. And then now, 2 days, or like a day and a half after she released, Infinite Combo. Which is probably only, like, there's a chance they'll nerf it, there's also a chance that something else will come out that just makes it even crazier. But, like, even without the Infinite Combo, because I am missing a core Chrysalis for Hazuki right now. I need Mana Infusion. I don't even have the purple version of that right now. So, that's definitely something to try and grab. As of right now, just helping out somebody from my union with a rank 14. I am getting pretty on the line here. Just have to hope that the barriers hold out and I don't go down before the boss's next turn, because then I should be able to enter break. I usually do this at difficulty 12. This is a difficulty 14. This is probably the strongest player in my union over here, at 140,000 on rank 14. Oh, cool, looks like I actually hit break for Ninja. Cool. Now it's time to actually do damage here. Oh, jeez. Looking over at things right now, looks like my YouTube bit rate is not great. Twitch is maybe slightly down. I have really strong Wi-Fi on this, my current setup. My speed tests are insane, so I don't think it should be too bad. Would like to wire eventually in, but, let's just say my life's going to be changing several times massively in the next 6 months, so now is not the time to rewire my house. I looked into it. Now I'm just getting rid of the entire house. Okay, cool. Kirika did go off before that there. Not that we're gonna squeeze too much more out of no longer being in break phase, but we might be able to get over 100,000 now. Yeah, this is my current raid team. I did show this off last weekend. I have not changed anything about the setup. I have not gained any Ascensions or Chrysalis or anything else relevant to this team. This is just straight up the exact same team I was demonstrating last weekend. But, you know, feels like good filler content while I'm on. Looks like it's just me watching. Okay. Looks like, yep, there we go. We made it over 100,000. 100,000 is usually my goal for how much I want to be able to individually contribute so that it's truly meaningful. Because otherwise, I feel like if people don't see a large enough chunk taken out of the health, people don't join, generally. So I could probably do 14s on my own account. Or, you know, on my own, but just because I haven't done any yet, because I've been saving them up, let's get this going. On a difficulty 12. Just like to have all of my 6 uses for this saved up for when I'm going to be streaming. Because it makes for really good auto-filler content when I can just, yeah. So, continue to be disappointed by the lack of music. I still wish that when you turn streamer mode off, or when you turn streamer mode on, instead of just completely disabling the songs, it would play some other filler song. I will take the menu music, the lighthouse.
よく狙って
But there are several royalty-free fight songs. Or not royalty-free, but non-copyright. You're allowed to play them when streaming this game that don't get blocked. There's a handful of them. They could play one of those. It would be way better than the silence, I think.
速攻で型をつけよ
But
う続けます
maybe I just need to get some things together and get some royalty-free music just playing on my own.
よく狙って続けます
Wondering.
元気だぞいい判断ねやよく狙って続けますそこ続けます速攻で型をつけよう続けます
I feel like messing around with settings. I may break something here at any moment.
続けます逃がさないそれ続けますよく狙っ
I
て
think I'm just blurry on both.
続けます
Alright,
速攻で
let's
型を
look
つけ
at
よ
settings over here.
う続けますよく狙
That
っ
one looked plenty good there.
て続けますはっ続けますもっとやれるんです続けます 続けます続けますよく狙って
Able to kill.
続けますもっとやれるんです続けます
Alright.
やれるよ続けていくわ続けます逃がさない続けますよく狙って続けますや続けます速攻で型をつけよう続けますよく狙って続けていくわ
Okay, I
続け
think
ます
that is correcting things. Cool.
そこ元気だぞ圧倒してみせよう
Oh wow, a bunch of people have joined my raid. I didn't even
それ
did not notice.
続けますよく狙って続けます
There we
速
go.
攻で型をつけよう
Probably need to be careful
続
with
けま
this
す
in the future, but
よく狙ってもっとやれるんです続けます
Twitch looks fairly clean. Okay, YouTube looks fairly clean now too. Cool.
続けます
Well then, and assuming nothing breaks, should be good.
そこ続けます元気だぞ圧倒してみせようはっよく狙って
Why are there at least 4 other people in my raid right now? This is rare.
続けますもっとやれるん
Slightly
です
unusual to see this many people just show up within the first 5 minutes of a raid. Especially since I don't think any of these are union members. I was over looking at settings for things, was not paying attention, now just so many people showed up.
続けます速攻で型をつけよう続けますやよく狙って続けます続けます
should be over in a matter of moments, but... That looks like... Cool, yep, both these are over. Well, this first one, alright. And then... Fortunately, I didn't pay attention to who was helping me there. I'd like to hop in and help them if I could, but wasn't sure who all that was. I was not paying enough attention. Alright, one more of these, and then I think we'll get to the actual point of the stream, regardless of if other people have shown up to stream or not. I always consider as well, for the sake of people watching after the fact, I like to get to the things. Still gonna do it, even if nobody's watching right now. But it's more fun if somebody's watching right now. Thus the delay. But if you are watching on a VOD and you're looking for the actual score attack stuff, it will be coming up later. Just skip ahead. Go a little jump ahead. And eventually I will hopefully start actually releasing YouTube videos that are like edited. That just get straight to the point. Well, the quality does look better now that I've doubled what my software is allowed to output as. Well, increase a little bit more, why not? Why not? All of my bandwidth. But I keep looking over and the delay on at least YouTube is so large that I just like look over and I see myself gesturing and I'm like, when was I even doing that? Like 2 minutes ago? So this team here, I did play around with a few different things before coming to this. I do kind of still want to test out a couple of other things for this. Like something tells me Yachio could still be good in the attacker slot, potentially better. That's not something I've gotten around to testing out yet. And I think there was something else that I was looking at. This is I mean, Dark plus Void just goes hard, and pretty much builds the team. As you can see, I don't even have any Aqua units in this team right now. I have Magia stuck in my head, the credit song from the original Monica Magica run. I was listening to an English cover in the shower this morning, as I tend to do. Now it's just in there. Also, I feel like I had a couple new revelations in loving that song this morning. Turns out it's like 3 sections of raising, and then it just like drops the mood significantly. I'm like, yeah, that fits the anime perfectly. Oh, this is cute and fun.
続けます
Oh, it's getting a little bit more energetic. Oh, it's really kind of coming together with a head. Oh. Oh. Oh, that just got dark quickly, huh?
もっとやれるんです
Right around the third
続
part.
けます
The end of the third part just gets really dark. And then it sounds kind of like that from there on out. That's Monica.
続けます逃がさない
As far as the new score attack goes,
続けます 倒れて
I did manage to
もっと
find
やれるんで
a
す
somewhat accessible team that was able to clear at 40 with enough score to
続けます
just
逃がさない
like clear the entire high score
続け
goals.
ます
And that
そこ
so that was on 40, and then using Marokami, a limited unit that you can't get anymore, I was able to. I can't do it on auto because Mabayu, basically. Which reminds me,
もっとや
I
れるん
want
で
to
す
turn this off
続けます
here.
続けます私が
Let's
戦わ
keep
な
going.
きゃ
Alright, do that.
負けません
So yeah, I cannot actually auto the top score or the top rank of the score attack currently. Might pull some things later. So I've got a guaranteed 5-star pull. I have the weekly free pull. I'm gonna do some pulls for the new unit. And I've got a couple, I think I've got 2 4-star keys that I'm gonna go ahead and let rip. But yeah, I will start by demonstrating my team that I got this score with, 4.12 million. Current rank, 254th. So, what I used at... this one? What I used for rank 50 here is Madoka, Mabayu, just really strong light units, and then Marokami, just very strong when I'm in light. What? What? Say my game audio is louder? That does not match up with what I'm seeing on my end at all. But I will go ahead and turn the game audio down a little bit. Okay. So yeah, my game audio looks like it's about half as high as my mic. But adjustments made. Let me know if you think I should adjust that a little bit more. But yeah, this is, anyhow, as I was describing my team. So, we got the classic setup over here, and then we've got a solution to the fact that I was dying. And yes, I did try on Element, I tried Sayaka as a defender here. She got, like, better with her EX, like, way better with her EX, still just wasn't cutting it. Kirika, does not matter what the elements look like. If I ever hit a situation where it's just like, I'm dying and I need to not be dying, Kirika solves that problem for me. So I can't do auto because I do need to target my breaker with Mabayu, and Mabayu is going to automatically target the attacker. And then Tsuruno's in here because if you have an attacker such as Ultimate Madoka or Yachio that basically gets extra benefits from critical hits, Tsuruno is going to do so much. Because Yachio, she builds up her special, builds up mana to use her special attack. When anybody crits, Marokami gets action advancement whenever somebody crits. So Tsuruno, crazy because everybody just crits 90% of the time. So let's go ahead and play. Hopefully we don't get hit by some weird RNG. feel like I found a little bit of a curse where I figure out things, like I do testing for like days, I do a couple of runs, and then I'll go to stream and I'll be like, alright, here's how this worked, and then everything falls apart and I die due to RNG, and I'm like, alright, let me run that back. So, Mavi, battle skill, over here on the breaker. And basically, once... this one kind of works like Valpurgisnacht, in so much as you have to get through the break bar, and then this boss just starts to crumble. So, absolutely focusing on get rid of this break bar. Once I'm through this break bar, I can actually do things. But until then, this ain't gonna budge. Okay. So, every other attack phase that this boss gets, it does a lot of damage. So not yet. But let's get Cirino's critical bonuses going. Battle skill, targeting our breaker again. And go ahead and use that special. And now... oh, whoops! Whoops! Not what I wanted to do there. That was a misclick. Hopefully that doesn't ruin everything. But let's decrease the amount of damage that he's about to do, because I do not have shields. And we're about to take a bit of damage. Okay, so that... not that one, that's whatever, and then this. This is a problem. Woo! Still alive. Almost want to let that rip just to get some health back, but... see your basic attack. If I save it, I might be able to get into break phase before I use it, which would be beautiful. Okay. And special. Yeah, we should definitely do that. Okay, this should do it. Yep, this will get us into break. So at this point, I don't want to waste this mana here, so I might as well... I probably should have done these first, honestly. Oh, hey! Hi, Bright Star! I saw you follow at one point when I was not streaming. Like, there was like a week-long break in streaming, and I saw that you followed, and I was like, alright, most likely scenario, that's somebody from the Union that looked at my profile. So, I do have a guess. Are you Bright? But yeah, no, great to see you. This is genuinely quite exciting. I was so unsure when I like put things out there into the game. I was like, no, nobody's gonna look, nobody's gonna see this. No, that's amazing. Union members actually finding me through that. I think I actually saw on Reddit, so I haven't reached out, but I saw on Reddit another one of the Union members, I'm pretty sure. So they posted a results screen, and it was the right name and the right magical girl as the like profile icon. So I've been thinking to reach out to them, but yeah, I love all the Union members. It's been so great. I set up the Union day 1 of the game. I wish I could say day 0, but I didn't have enough time during day 0 to actually get that going. It was like 2 hours into day 1 of the game. I made that, and we've had a very solid group for a while now. I don't always get to see everyone, but whether it's the group of people that I tend to see each day that we do raid battles together, or everybody else that I just pop in with from time to time, everybody's active, which is just beautiful. There was, like, during a dry spell of the game, before the 6-month anniversary, there were a few people that kind of disappeared and some holes that needed to be filled, but since then, I think everybody's been active the entire time. But yeah, I tend to do these streams Sunday mornings after any time that there is a new score attack. So this score I did not do as well. I did make a few mistakes while playing there due to chatting. Yeah, this is how this team setup here is how I was able to get a over 4 million high score. Does rely on Marukami, but I can also demonstrate a setup without any limiteds that can do 40. So let me go over to assign. And all right, I took a screenshot on my phone. I jumped between phone and PC. PC for streaming, obviously, as well as just when I feel like it. Phone for idly tapping at things most of the time. So my setup the other day that I got enough to clear the entire high score was... Oh, there's my screenshots. Not that one. That one. Okay, so I swapped Marukami for... yes, Aqua 0. Okay, so I was able to do it with... This is the wrong team. I'm modifying team 1. So this was 1-1 for the other score attack. So we'll go ahead and we'll copy this test setup. All right, so we're swapping Ultimate Madoka for Momoko. And I'd swapped Cyrano. And who knows, maybe Cyrano might still work here. This might not even be the optimal selections here, but Tsukasa in that slot, and then at level 40, I was able to do it with Sayaka. So I will swap back to her. Kirika, I just had to call in because at 50, I was taking enough damage to die there. And then in that setup, I also had Kirika there. And then Ren as the support here. And yeah, still the same one there. She's just really good, which limited. I'm gonna go ahead and do this just because I know this is what worked the other day, and we might do more experimenting from here. One of the things that I like to do with the stream is get a little bit of testing data, play around, see what works, what doesn't work, be like, oh, if I swap this character out for something, suddenly my score jumps up, or suddenly it doesn't work anymore. So, alright. We will go ahead and go with this team. And then once I've demonstrated the two setups that I've tested, known work before, I think I'm going to go ahead and do my polls and try and figure some stuff out there. And if we get lucky, we will get Saint Sayaka, and if we get even luckier, I might be able to weasel my way into getting the chrysalis that I need for Hazuki for the new infinite combo that was just revealed an hour ago. That would be super fun to do. So, rank 40. To this team. This is, again, I just consider this a more accessible team. It doesn't have a limited that you haven't been able to get for like 6 months now in it. Way more accessible. And something that I wish that I could do with this game would be to scale down my characters, be like, can I run this battle as though I have no Ascension, as though I have no Chrysalis? So I'd like to be able to try and figure out things to stream or post out to people so that I can say, you know, hey, here's like a few different ways that I've been able to figure out for this to work. So if you don't have these units, you don't have these ascensions, here's how you can clear this battle, or achieve this thing, or get this score, or unlock this. But unfortunately, as it stands right now, there's no way in the game to downscale any of my units. So I have to be like, well, yeah, this this I was able to do with this, but also this character is a limited, this character is, well, I guess, skip the limited really, but like this character is Ascension 3, this character is Max Ascension, this character has their EX and their Ideal Chrysalis, which is where pretty much all of my characters are at this point, is they have ideal setups for Chrysalis. Would have been nice to get that off before the enemy managed to attack, but go ahead and do that. Then I'll take this second attack. Go ahead and send this. Basic attack. But yeah, Mabayu, definitely critical for my strategy so far. I think she's in the standard pool now. I was lucky enough to get her from the free pool when she initially released, which was several months ago. She should be in the pool for like at least a month now, I think. Time's been weird lately. My life's been crazy. So more and more people are getting Mabayu, and she really brings this strategy together. As well as just unlocks so many things in this game. So later on I might try another strategy that doesn't involve Mabayu, see if I can figure out how to do that. Which, solution to that honestly might just be going to 2 breakers, because at that point, I mean that's pretty much what she's doing here. I don't think I even need to do this, really. I'm not sure if I'm going to get to break before I get to the attacker. I don't know that... Let's see, what is... Yeah, her basic attack would do that much. So, yeah, we're looking at least there. Alright. Let's just go ahead and battle skill. Hopefully be able to break before we get there or something, but... If I recall correctly... Okay, so basic attack, that'll get in a break. I get the second opportunity to attack, battle skill, and down to half. Send her special, and we're done. Momoko, better than Eternal Sakura. I do not have Eternal Sakura yet, so I'll have to look into her. I tend to be a little oblivious of the characters that I have not unlocked yet. When a new character gets announced, I'll kind of read into what their skill set is and be like, alright, is this going to be meta breaking? Do I need to try and pull for this right now? And if that's not the case, then I kind of wait until I get the character, or it comes up in one of these streams. I've got somebody else that tends to come through that I chat with a lot in here, that we workshop things with, and I've had to look up a couple of characters and be like, oh, I have no idea. So for that, I'm going to go to the exedra wiki, and while I'm looking that up, we can go ahead and send some polls. So that is A Tale of Cherry Blossoms is that unit. And then I want to pull up in another tab, Universe's Edge. And also go ahead and do my free draw. No reason to be hyped yet, it looks like. But that doesn't mean we're not getting a 5-star out of this bowl. Ooh, gold. That probably means we're getting a 5-star. There's a gold. Cool. What do we get? I will click through all of these individually when I do these because any of these can transform to a 5-star at any moment. Oh, we got an Ascension for Alina. I don't remember what Ascension she's at. She's pretty good for certain things. I do use her. So that's nice. Crazy that streamer mode also mutes that. I feel like there's usually sound when you do those. But that's not going to be the only 5-star. I have a guaranteed 5-star key, so we're getting at least one more today. But see, your Chair of Cherry Blossoms. Start with ability. So she's got a magic system at 6 magic. Okay, so on follow-up, counterattack, all that stuff. Ooh, Ascension 2, that could be a good one. Then you gain magic, so she'll gain magic a lot, so that seems strong. I feel like that alone, without even reading the rest of the set, that alone feels like probably stronger than Momoko here. Because pretty much any time you get something that works off of criticals, and you can also have Surano in the team, it's gonna go crazy. It's part of why Madoka goes so hard. It's part of why Yachio hits as hard as she does. Okay, so she just gets a follow-up attack at 6 magic. That's follow-up attack on an attacker that's going to happen a lot. That should be pretty strong. So that also increases critical rate, critical damage. Cool. That's all pretty good. And then battle skill increases own damage and critical rate. This kind of sounds like oh, we have another free 10 draw? Okay. Another free 10 draw! Awesome, thank you, game. So, continuing to read. So yeah, this kind of seems like if Ren was an attacker, which is just better. And then the special attack also increases critical rate, also increases follow-up attack damage, and also triggers follow-up attack. Yeah. Wait, is she? Yeah, and she's an attacker. Yeah, she seems pretty good. Unfortunately, I can't test for myself, but I feel like could be better than Momoko here. And also a character I would like to pick up at some point in time. And she is cleaving. I feel like, I mean, situations like the current one where you want cleave, she seems like a really good option. Most of the time, if I have access to Aqua and Flame, I usually want to use Yachio, but that's in the case that you just want single target attack things. Alright, let's go ahead and run our shards, get our guaranteed 5-star, and then I'm gonna do at least 4 10 pulls for the new character. And then probably get fussy and then keep going. I do have plenty of gems on this count. I just want to try and save them for the sake of, say, a character I really want and a character that's really strong get released close to each other. I want to be able to get both still. Ooh. We got an Ascension to Madoka. She is not maxed Ascensions yet, so that could also be a pretty good get depending on what the Ascension actually gives. And I use her. She's in my score attack team currently. Very good unit. Ascension 4. Ascension 4 is usually strong. Alright. Let's go ahead and... So this is just from the free draw. I did do the free 10 pull the other day. And now we're going to do some not so free 10 pulls. Okay. Not looking too exciting yet. Go ahead and skip through the hallway. Still nothing. Yep. Looks like the worst odds possible. Keep clicking through in case one changes. Nope. Alright. Another! And even if I do get her in these first 4 through just amazing luck, I'm gonna go until I get the 5-star key. Sunk cost, but yeah. Ooh, 2 this time. Are either of them our girl that we're looking for? Or are both of them ones that I already have at max ascension? What do we got? Alright, we got an ascension for Sna. She winds up not being... Like, usually... Like, if I'm using Sna, it's because I need a tank on element, and... even then, I usually wind up swapping to Kirika. Even if she's not on element. But maybe with another extension, she will, make a critical difference. And another rare in here somewhere. There we go. Orico. I don't think I have anything else to say about Orico. I use her in my team of all cleave attackers for clearing trivial content, and that's about it. She's one of the 5-stars that I haven't bothered to farm Chrysalis with. She's on my Chrysalis farming team now just because I'm doing like all 4 stars, and they needed a little extra boost. But not too useful of a unit in my experience thus far. Blue door, probably nothing out of this one. But click through just in case. At least there is music for this section while streamer mode's on. Alright. The most beautiful thing would be if I get it right now along with getting the key. But no. Of course not. Blue door. Nothing. I think I'll go ahead and claim my key and run that after this, and then get back to pulling for the new character. Key. Okay. Let's go spend that key. And then I guess I'm probably gonna do another 5-10 pulls. And then we'll get back into actually playing the game. Hopefully with a new character. So we know it's a gold, of course. Alright, we got an ascension to Toka, who does come in handy fairly often. And maybe was probably going to be the next thing that I tested in order to swap out Mabayu, swap over to Toka, see how dual breakers works. And that is Ascension 1 there, so definitely going to be better than nothing. And then, yeah, this is... Okay, that's just a guaranteed 5-star. Okay. So yeah, I'd be doing another 3,000 times 500. Another 15. Just budgeting my free-to-play gem finances right now. Yeah, I'd still have enough for pity on another. There's an infinite combo that works with her. I'm going to keep drawing. I don't know if she's going to have a like special event, because the limiteds that I have drawn so far, which is Wraithar, Komura, and Monokami, have had like a special scene that plays when you start the poll if you get them. I don't think that's the case for all limited, so I don't know if that's going to happen. We do have a rare here. So let's see what we got. Felicia? I think I already had her at max ascension. Go ahead and just skip that. So now I'm getting to the point where I want a new character. I already put my money in the slot machine. Give me my thingy. Okay. Oh, no, she's only Ascension 3. Cool. That'll help my PvP team. Definitely getting a bit of power on my account today. Just not quite what I'm looking for yet. Another thing that would be absolutely hype that I would love to get is another Ascension to Moemura. I'm currently at 3. If I get to 4... I feel like that's going to be another bit of a game changer. Okay, Cyrano... Was she max Ascensions already? I think so. I think she's been max Ascensions on my account for a while. I got... When the game first came out, I got her to like Ascension 3 in the first week, I think. I just kept pulling her. Which has come in handy. Just keep pulling. Kind of want to get back to gameplay at this point, but just keep pulling. Don't have what I want yet. Blue door. Probably a whole lot of nothing. Looks like a whole lot of nothing. Click. Clickety click click click. I did forget to check and see after the last one what Cyrano was at, or if that just gave me a bunch of extra currency to go spend on another 5-star key. We are getting low on our pulls now. At least the amount that I'm willing to dedicate today. Because I also do have the fear that now that an infinite combo has been found, I am a little afraid that they're going to release a nerf, because it does trivialize pretty much the entire game. And I also just don't like that there is a limited that's required in order to hit that level of trivialization of the game, where you can just infinite combo, because I feel like that's bad game design. So far, like, there have been some limited units that are very strong, but this is another level. Oh. Well, it's looking hype. We got both AQ and... can't think of his name right now, the owl. Gold door. Okay. I still don't know what exactly the different things mean, and I feel like a lot of the different indicators for the, like, hype going up to the draw don't mean too much, I think. So I feel like I've gotten a gold door and gotten no rares. I've gotten a purple door and gotten all blues. But I feel like when you see the characters getting hype, you usually get something. This is... okay. This is an Ascension for Holy Mommy. Another character that I have not found to be too terribly useful thus far. Another one that's... she's in my army of cleave attackers to just clear out trivial content as fast as possible. Alright. Bonus Fate Weave. Single draw. Come on, please. Please give me the limited character. Gold door, obviously. And it's mommy. Alright, we are not getting that infinite combo piece today. I'm going to think a little bit longer, I think, on if I want to spend another 30,000 gems to get the guaranteed pity. And I feel like probably, but I just don't want to make rush decisions on stream. So... let's double check Trader, because yeah, it's... I don't think there's been any announcements that, yeah, you get on 109. I would have to do another full set of them and just hope that I get it before then. But anyhow, alright, I wanted to check. Ooh, we are really close to being able to get another one through there, but... oh! If it's like the Halloween event, Kyoko Banner will count towards Sayaka Pity. I genuinely had no idea on that. So yeah, maybe I will wait a little bit. Try for that. But let's take a look at what we just got. So we got a Felicia. We got her up to Ascension 3. So that gives... oh yeah, 3 is just going to be increases the caps on things. That's whatever. 4, this could be hype. What was this? Ah, an enemy break fence is all allies action. Yes, that's one that I've been waiting for. That's one of the big things about that character. Or about, I mean, just breakers. Being able to get that in there is good. What else did I get? I got an A2 on Arena. Beautiful. That's going to increase strength a bit. And there was another one that I got in Ascension 2 that I cared about, I believe. So I did get another Sna. Yeah, just to 3. Oh yeah, I got her the other day up to 1, that's right. I just got, right, Toka. That's what I want to look at. What does she get from Ascension 1? Alright, break gauge depletion and on break increases speed. Okay. Well, I like that. So, let's see here. Let's go over to assign. Sadly, won't be able to test out the new infinite combo today, but Razlium on YouTube, also just present around everywhere. He's seems like one of the biggest voices in this game right now. Had figured out the infinite combo that does require the new Sayaka. It also uses Hazuki with Moimura as a support for her, and then Ren, which is where most of the damage comes from. And it's basically Hazuki keeps activating on herself, and then so she brings herself up every time she uses her battle skill, because Moimura is her support. That increases the action order of all of her allies, and then once you have Chrysalis on her for more mana generation, every 2 activations that she gets a special, which then when she does a special, the Christmas Sayaka gets 2 SP back. So you're able to just repeatedly do 2 activations on her, and then that will push up other people in the priority enough that they will get turns. You have Ren use the SP once to get the effect onto the enemy, and then you'll start just getting follow-up attacks and all of that stuff going with Ren in order to do damage. And then basically anytime a character gets up in the priority enough that they wind up before Hazuki, you just basic attack, get another SP back, get a little bit of damage in. And because you're still just continuously going to priority 0 of the first action, you never wind up going to the later rounds of the battle, so you can never wind up losing to a too many turns happening scenario. And the boss will never even get to attack, so you throw in a couple speed characters, whatever, help speed things up, and just keep going. And will probably take a very long time for most things, but if you never get attacked, you never round over, you eventually win. So it's a beautiful strat that he figured out. Anyhow, I wanted to try and see how swapping out Mabayu will work. So as I mentioned, I think I want to try a dual breaker setup. And we do want cleaves here, so I think I am going to try and take Toka. Which means we'll have to figure out different supports here. We'll probably just throw Iroha on there. And over here. Nope, that's not helpful. Do we just want speed? Yeah, I think we just want speed. We'll just take the speed there. And she wants mana. They both really want mana. Okay, so let's go ahead and give another go at the score attack and see how this setup goes. Okay. We'll give this shot on 50, and then if that doesn't work, I'll scale it down to 40 just for comparison data. I like data. But mercifully, so when I started streaming this game, the score attack battles that I was doing, I was playing on auto battle, but they were taking like 45 minutes each. They have since realized that people don't like spending hour after hour, so they added the skip thing, but I have also noticed that the last two score attacks have been significantly quicker, and in order to balance it, they've had to go with a method of, you know, you have to try and beat this thing before it's going to do massive amounts of damage to you. So it's been a bit of a gameplay trade-off there, but at the same time, I prefer 10 minutes win or lose versus 45 minutes win and then having to do that several times. It was nice when I first started streaming because I was like, well, now I've just done it enough for the sake of streaming that I've gotten all of the total score rewards. But now that doesn't matter anymore because I just got a good enough score at night one of this and then hit 3 skips and now I have all the total score. But we would like to say goodbye to this break bar here. So we are just going to keep hammering away on that as hard as we can. And this is about to hurt. Okay, we lost her. I'm honestly not too concerned about that. Because really all we need to do is get rid of this break bar. So we're going to do that just because this is going to get us a bigger bonus percent now. Wonderful. And battle skill. Ultimate. Oh yeah. So this one, we are running into kind of the situation I was getting before, even when I had Mabayu in the slot, but with these two where they are. Which is that, essentially, I'm just not getting enough damage in here still, even while it is on break. So yeah, this one is a loss. We'll retreat, we'll shift down the difficulty, we'll get some comparison data there, and then I'll get to swapping some characters. I think I'm going to swap out Tsukasa for Surno, who I do believe is going to be stronger. I just like to get comparisons. Like I said, I like to try and figure out a couple different strategies that works. Not everybody has all the same characters, and so if I can figure out and like help other people figure out what other ways to adjust things to try and beat things, I feel like that's the kind of content that I want to get out there. So let's go back to assign. So I do feel like this worked as a good solution to not having Mabayu. But let's try throwing Surno in there instead. And she is A5, so she's going to be getting other bonuses as well. Like when she does her special, you get an extra SP, which is very strong. Yeah, I mean, these it's basically just two sides of the same coin. I feel like I'm going to want to basic attack with her more, so we'll go with that one. Okay. Another thing that I feel like is going to break this game open a bit is once there is a decent pool of 5 stars to use as supports, because right now I'm running into the situation where like I wasn't able to really put an ideal support on that character. And a lot of other builds that I do will be like 3 supports and I have to dip into the 4 stars again. And that's something that I've seen a lot of power creep in this game so far is when the game first came out, it was rare to see speed as a bonus on the support abilities. Now it seems like it's becoming fairly standard, and the game and just in general speeding up, which is a large part of this game. Speed is the strongest stat. Oh, hi Ray Ray! It's great to see you. I have been running a couple different solutions to this so far. Now I'm playing around with some alternate tests. I can go back and demonstrate some of the ways that I was able to beat this, if you would like to see, but glad to see you. And yes, Brightstar here, somebody from my union who's come by to check out the streams as well. So this is a very exciting day. Love, again, I always say this, love seeing you, Ray Ray. Brightstar, loves having you in here. I love Monica Magica. And just like playing this game and having people to just yap to about this game and Monica, brightening my life so much. I love this. So yes, welcome in. Let me know if you would like me to go over any of the stuff that I did earlier. I was able to beat it, so it did involve Matokami, but I can beat it not on auto, on 50 for 3 to 4 million score. And then I was also able to beat it on 40 with a different setup that was enough to clear the high score for this. So that's, I mean, that's really all I want out of this, is getting the rewards. I'm doing the 50s kind of for funsy and also kind of for content. But you can usually, if you can just beat 40 with a decent enough score, you can get all the rewards from this. So I feel like that's worth demonstrating as well, for the sake of people who don't have the limits and whatnot. And then another thing that I've been yapping about a bit, I did do a bunch of polls earlier. I did get a few things. This run is a loss at this point, because we have lost our attacker. So this experiment, we're just going to call a fail. And that loss interrupted me, so I've lost my train of thought. I forget what I was yapping about. Oh yes, the new infinite combo. But I'll get back to that in a second. So this one was kind of hard simply because of the attack and how both of my good sustains are off element and the action advanced girls are also off. Yes. Yeah, and this one you have to beat as fast as possible because they're speeding up the store attacks so that they no longer take 45 minutes, but now it's you win or lose in 10. And my solution for that, which, right, that is what I'm messing up here. I need to go back to assign. So I was not able to beat 50 with Sayaka. I did just go off element, so Kirika. Kirika just helps my girls survive so much better. Doesn't matter that she's off element. It just works better. So, let's see, which support did I have on there? Not that one, definitely. Yeah, we're just gonna go with that one. No. Right, this one? No. I think this is what I used, but you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and switch to this one. But yeah, Kirika, even though she's off element, she is just the tank, in my opinion. But yeah, the new infinite combo, which is the new character, which I did do 100 pulls for, did not get. I do have concerns that there may be a nerf coming in eventually, but we kind of like that character, and it essentially is you equip Moimura to Hazuki. Hazuki just targets herself, continuously bringing herself up to the beginning of the action order, every couple of turns that she gets, she then is able to do her special with her. Well, when you use your special, when you have Saint Sayaka, you're able to get back 2 SP points, which then refunds what she was using to get herself back up there. And then because she has Moimura equipped, every time she uses her better skill, she increases everybody else's action order. And then that pushes them up above her, so then you're able to basic attack. If you've got Ren, you can have Ren do her thing. The boss never gets an attack, so that never goes away. Follow-up attacks keep happening. You never run out of turns because the turns never progress, and you eventually get there. You got Kirika, Pluvia, Momoko, Moimura, and Tsukasa. That makes a lot of sense. I've been using I'm trying out 2 breakers because I was using Mabayu in this slot before, and that was doing it, but not everybody has Mabayu, so I'm trying to find alternate solutions. And what Mabayu was doing was essentially giving my breaker double activations. So if I'm able to give somebody else double activations, or if I basically just have 2 breakers, that's achieving kind of the same thing. I messed up here, definitely. I am yapping too much. We're gonna start this one over. So I realized I don't even remember any of the battles so far. I don't even know what's going on. So what happened there? Definitely do that. Definitely do that. No, I mean, usually the reason that she's so good is because I have an attacker slot that is, in fact, like gaining massive bonuses from all the crits. So I feel like Tsukasa might be the better option there, but I wanted to swap off of her for experimenting. So this is where it all fell apart before. Okay. Chair, and the really bad thing. If I'd gotten that off beforehand, probably wouldn't have made a difference, but crazy. Alright, we are going to retreat. We are going to go back to what we know works. So, Ray, when you were, using that team, were you able to get it on 50, or were you doing like 40 with enough to get that, or what was your setup? So let's go training. You did 45. Cool. So that's, I bet that was enough to get the full total score. Yeah, the 50, at least I've done 40 and I've done 50, and the 50 was a major jump because basically at 40 the boss just falls apart so easy as soon as you get through the barrier. But I didn't want to go to training, I wanted to go to assign. So let's go ahead and what do I want to do? I'm just gonna go ahead and think I'm gonna work on 40 strategies. I think Madoka is gonna be required for the 50. So I think I'm gonna work on 40 strategies. At 40 strategies, I can probably get by with Sayaka, so we'll do that. And we're gonna... So this is essentially the team that I was clearing 40 with, except I had Mabayu in the slot instead. So let's make a couple adjustments here. You want Ren. You want... Yes. bigger shields, please. Thank you. And give this another go. I did pull, so I did 100 pulls for the new Sayaka. Kyoko did not seem as stand out to me, so I was thinking of skipping her, but as soon as I saw that she gives SP back, I was like, she gives 2 SP back in a certain scenario? Like, that's really good. So I was already like, that's probably pretty good, but then as soon as I found out 2.5 hours ago that there's an infinite combo that involves the new Sayaka, I was like, well, I want her, but unfortunately did not get her with 100 pulls. Probably going to keep going, but I'm now dipping into the point where I would not be able to get another guaranteed pity for another character that came out soon, but that's also what I'm saving up for, scenarios like this where there's a really strong new character. So let's make sure we set this back to 40. And alright, let's test this. So this is what I have managed to get to work at 40 before, but with her instead of Mabayo. In theory, it should be largely the same. I feel like Mabayo would probably be the stronger choice here, but alternate strategies for alternate unit pools. And this does have the disadvantage that she is just single attacking. Whereas when I did have Mabayu, I was getting 2 cleave attacks, which could be part of what is making the difference here. But going off element, I feel like as long as I don't die, it's probably going to be very strong and probably work. So it is just a matter of speed here. Let's get basic in there. Time to see if I survive this. Oh, we are getting there. Yeah, I feel like for this battle, like, I really want, like, Alina and, obviously Moimura. I always want Moimura. Alright. This ought to do it. Yeah, even, like, on element, and I don't have all the characters, so I could be missing critical things here, but when going on element, I do feel that there is very little speed to be had. At least with my unit pool. So you're pretty much always going to take one of the really big attacks. Oh, I'll have to get some lunch. Yeah, it was great to meet you as well, Bright Star. Hope to see you again in the future. Like I said, I usually do this Sunday mornings after a new score attack is out. And if not, I will be seeing you when you do your raids and I happen to wander through and see the opportunity to pop in and give an assist. And I hope you have a wonderful lunch and a wonderful day. So we're just gonna basic with her. feel mean. Okay, good. My attacker is buried down here behind the two ads. I'll just refer to him here, but it is before the boss. So it is doable on element without... Ooh, we did not quite get there in that break. Might have been able to do some things a little bit more optimally there, but since we're that close, even if I fail here, I feel like I'm good to call this doable. Just that. Boom, there we go. And that is a score of just under 1 million. So I did do better with Mabayu in the team, which makes sense. But here is that. Yeah, you would be just short of getting the final high score reward there. You were really debating on whether to pull for Sayaka or Kyoko while saving enough gems for Hamusfer. You have come to the decision to pull for neither. Yeah, I was at the point where I had enough for... I have enough left now for a guaranteed pity, which I would like to save for Hamusfer, but I do feel like that is still going to be a couple of months. However, they have said that there's going to be a third unit coming at the end of the month, and they have not said who that is yet. And that could be, they could be like, look, here's your Christmas present, the one everybody's been asking for. Or they could do that same thing and it could be Nagisa. Because I feel like she's been asked for about as much. But let's go ahead and assign a off element team. Yeah, this setup is what I used for clearing it at 50. But let's see here. If I swap her out, okay, I don't have any filters on. So I definitely still want the attacker on element, so I don't think I'm going to change that, though I could swap from Otokami, but avoid the limited for now. And honestly, Mabayu is who I really want in this slot, but we'll go ahead and try it with Alina, and then we'll swap back after that. Here, we definitely want Kirika, and here, we'll try Moemura and see if that gives us enough action events for things. And we're really going to be relying on Kirika to not die. Yeah, really not sure about this setup, but we're just testing. I was able to get what I wanted fairly easily out of this one, so now I'm figuring out what else works. Who am I assigning to? I accidentally lost my train of thought in the middle of things again. Okay. So... yeah, that'll work. That's good. Yeah. Let's give this a shot. I was gonna pull up Sayaka just for her support and do 5 pulls on Kyoko. But going for a girl just for support I was told is a bad idea, and with Kyoko I'm worried she's going to turn into a Halloween Alina or Asana, aka a girl with a better option. Yeah. That's very fair, and like I feel like personally I feel like Limited should kind of be that way, where they're like an alternative. I feel like they shouldn't be required. Sayaka's got me excited because infinite combo, so I pulled for her. Didn't get her. Still kind of want her though, because so I need to double check what her support ability was. Because, I mean, support abilities can be strong in here, but getting one just for that, because the pool is going to continually grow. There's going to be other supports eventually. But equip the buffer. Increases allies damage dealt by 10. Alright. And increases all allies attack by 1.5. Yeah, it's pretty decent, but I feel like a lot of buffer supports are going into speed, and I'm still all about that speed. Oh yeah, and I have, I don't know if I've mentioned this since you've arrived, I do have pretty much what I want for Chrysalis for pretty much all characters, except for a couple 5-stars that I'm not too concerned with. Oriko, Holy Mommy, and I'm working on 4-stars at this point. So my army of 5-stars is getting fairly optimized at this point. I finally got Moimura's quick step like 3 days ago, I think. I always forget Alina applies an ailment. There's been like one time where I've wanted Alina for the sake of applying an ailment, and otherwise I want Alina for other reasons. Cleave breaking, just stacking up breaking, being able to do the big thing of battle skill, ultimate follow-up attack to just take chunks off. It's usually why I'm interested in her. I always forget that that shows up. We are missing some, so yeah. Moimura again making massive difference in trivializing things, kind of even off element. Beautiful. Yeah, this is so over. Who needs elements anyway? Yeah, Moimura has turned this into an entirely different fight, as she does. In fact, I think I'm gonna run this one back after this as an auto battle and see if that does it. 'Cause it might. I wish I could scroll down on the list of turns coming up. Not that it matters that much here. I've got plenty of SP. So I'm just kind of dunking on this guy and doing basic attacks with my breakers, but
投げ払ってやる。悪くないかも。やるよね。私が戦わなきゃ。よく狙って。
Alright, didn't quite get there in one break. So now we see how much damage it can do. Looking back over at chat though. I only have 3 buffers, so if I used Moimura on Mami, I only have Surino as a 5-star as a support, so I have to use Hazuki as a support, and I wish I didn't have to go to the 4 stars. Yeah, I run into the problem where I like to run Mami, Moimura, and Mabayu, which does still leave me Surino. But yeah, I'm using 3, so I also am dipping into the 4 stars very much. And that's just a lot of power left on the table. So getting something else that can go there will definitely be nice, but I do feel like that's something that's going to happen eventually. Pool's going to continue to open up. I'm going to continue to get free pulls. I'm going to continue to get characters a couple months after they release. And I will eventually get all the things that I need. Alright.
勝ちましたね。
And that's over 1 million. So that's another way to achieve total score. So let's go back to assign. Let's see here. How long have I even been live for? Okay, I'm going on 2 hours now. But let's see here. Who was I? Oh right, I was just gonna run it back without changes. See if it can. See if this can succeed on auto battle at 40. Give myself a nice little break from actually thinking. Usually just doing everything auto battle here, no thoughts, and just yeah.
大丈夫です。
This has been the most thinking I've done during one of these streams, because I'm actually playing the game for a change. But if I don't need to tell Mabayu exactly who she should be targeting, maybe we can get there. And now I'm free to just yap and actually look at things. I'm gonna go remind myself what the new Kyoko does. So I do have a tab up with the new Sayaka where I was reading stuff there, but the wiki does not have it posted yet. Pretty sure I saw it kicking around somewhere. Presumably Reddit.
よく狙って。
Well, hold up Reddit to start looking through exedra stuff, and I also follow Monica Magica, of course, and popped up something that I was just like, ooh, I'm interested in what they're talking about. They're discussing, like, specific wording in a scene and whatnot. Anyhow, let's find exedra. And let's see where somebody had posted the new units.
よく狙って。
Of course, it's going to be largely flooded with people getting the new unit, being excited. That's the thing.
よく狙って。
Of found the untranslated one. Yeah, I'll just feed this into translate. Okay, so the upcoming Kyoko port is to a debuffer, speed plus 20%. Yeah, speed increases are becoming fairly standard, and I feel like 20% is becoming fairly standard. Really good. Definitely really good, don't get me wrong, but becoming fairly standard. And then plus 5 MP when using a special move, right? That is decent. Ability itself. Plus translations like making stuff really tiny and whatnot. Okay, so she has to get her own effect on there for her ability to work, and that comes from her special skill. Okay, so this did work on Otto. Did get just under mill, which is not the score that you want to look for. It's a little bit more than that, but Otto did work. So let's go change up the same team and see if something else can work as well. So not changing these two. Definitely want to keep my attacker on element, but so we already know that works. I mean, I could try Gachio at this point. But is she really going to do that much without Suriname? Probably not. But we'll find out. And then I gotta... Soon I'm gonna have to remember if I've done all of my dailies at this point. Which I can remember that I haven't. Because we are getting to be an hour away from daily reset. You know what? I am just gonna let it auto still. I was actually playing this game for like an hour and a half. I deserve a break. Alina is hitting a lot of cleave attacks, which is probably bringing down the enemy's attack a lot, because that is one of the mechanics to this, I believe. Yachio already ulting, so apparently we've hit some crits somewhere along the way. Most likely. And away we go. Okay. Okay. I think that did it. A fully ascended Yachio is strong, it turns out. That did put it over a mill. Again, it is fully ascended, so that's going to make a difference. Your mileage may vary, but that went better than I was expecting. But I have not done all my raids yet, so the raid boss changes on 12/3, so that will be this Wednesday, and then that happens at 9 p.m. my time. Or no, that was before daylight savings time. And that happens at 8 p.m. Where I'm at. So this Wednesday, the raid will change. The raid, I believe, was going back to somebody that we fought before. I think while I run one more raid in order to get my daily bonus for getting 3 in, I will go ahead and try and find who that upcoming raid boss was going to be. Yes. Did not finish reading what Kyoko did, but keep scrolling through here. Oh. Somebody on Reddit just pulled Mabayu. Congratulations to them. They posted a minute ago. Like half of the posts on Reddit are people excited that they pulled a character. Find stuff regarding the stream in the past week. Now, don't remember what the news post was called, so I can't find them. I'm just gonna have to scroll down a couple of days to get there. Alright, now we're getting there. Oh yes. Bunny Iroha is coming. Forgot about that. The update to the model for Doppel Iroha. They give her a fancier cape and bunny ears. It is cute though. Oh, it does look like the third character that's supposed to release later this month is going to be another Christmas one. So it's not going to be Homusufer. We do know that much as well, but no idea what they will be. Oh, hey.
もっとやれる
Just came across a post where
続けます
somebody posted a raid battle that has another one of my union members in it.
続けます
Wait,
逃がさない
no. Okay, that's not them. They were just posting while it was there.
続けます
Where is the actual info that I'm looking
続
for?
けます続けます
Here to have missed it. Scrolling back up.
よく狙って
I miss back in the day on the internet when finding information that you wanted was just easy. You didn't have to like scroll through Reddit or like dig through a Discord. Something that you saw a couple of days ago.
続けますそれよく狙って続けます速攻で型をつけよう続けます
So I know they announced.
続けます
You don't like the bunny ears on Iroha?
続けます
I mean it's
よく狙って
because that's part of her doppel,
続けます
ultimately, but then the question becomes why
いや
does her doppel have bunny ears? And to some extent it almost looks less like bunny ears to me, and like it kind of reminds me of the weird things that
よく狙って
Kyubey has growing out of his ears. But
続けます逃がさない
I mean, she's not terribly bunny. Like early on, I guess I could
や
say
れるんです
Iroha's maybe kind of bunny-like, but I don't care how strong a bunny's bond with their sister is. They're not going to be able to pull off kind of things Iroha does. I know some people that raise bunnies. They are fragile and cowardly to the point where they can just die of being scared enough. They just see a big bird, they will just accept death and just shut down. Okay. So that's done. I still have not found what the upcoming... Like, I found all the posts from around when the live stream happened. But I'm not finding the piece of information I want. Oh, no, here it is. Okay. It was buried in the comments of this one. So where is it? Also, I hope we get more style tickets soon, because there are things that I want, but once I completed the current event and bought the limited things, I couldn't afford the things that I wanted. But there are mop I use in there, and I want them. Still, there is a lot of news in this month's thing, so I passed the characters, I'm past the score attack, I'm past quality of life changes. Eesh, where is it? Oh, Spindle. Which one was that? It's gonna send another one of these, so if there's something happening while I'm continuing to look up stuff in Yap. most unfortunate, because the way that all of this information is compiled is images in the comments of a post, and they're just posted as images, not with any of the texts in them, nothing to describe them or anything. So, kind of have to dig through everything.
続けます逃がさない続けますよく狙って続けます
Yeah, even if it is a Spindle Witch, I'm not remembering right now, Spindle Witch, what their weaknesses were, what the strategy was exactly.
続けます続けます続けます
That's
よく狙って
regarding tower,
続けます
which tower is coming up, I guess, always is.
勇気が湧いてきますそれよく狙って続けますそこ続けます速攻で型をつけよう続けます
Yeah, I haven't seen the new, like, multiple chrysalis challenge items. I don't think I've seen those yet. I think those are still coming out soon-ish.
続けますよく狙って続けます速攻で型をつけよう
Oh, that'll be released in late December.
続けますよく狙って続けます
Style tickets, tower,
続けますもっとやれるんです続けます
score attack,
続けます
Christmas characters,
続けます
more magic stones, logging campaigns,
続け
free
ます
draws, score attack boss, gotcha skins, Christmas events.
やれるよ続けていくわ続けます逃がさない
Final ticket, more score attack, more character stuff.
よく狙って続けますそれ
Apparently, some companies making cakes in collaboration with this game. That's a thing.
よく狙って
There's a pop-up shop happening in Tower Records. I wish I could go to that. That'd be awesome.
続けますそこ元気だぞ勇気が湧いてきます続けますいや
Man,
よく狙って
maybe the information's really just not in here.
速攻で型をつけよう
But I'm still scrolling through pictures. It's still going.
続けます逃がさない続けますよく狙って続けます
Alright, I think it's about time to give up on finding that information. Maybe it was actually from... There's a radio show thing that happened since that news stream.
続けます
Let's see...
続けます逃がさない
Darn, yeah, the
そこもっとや
the
れる
wiki does not show information on what the enemies have as raid boss forms. So, still can't find that. So let's see.
続けますもっとやれるんです続けます続けます
Anybody's talking about this in the past week? No.
続けますよく狙って続けます元気だぞ勇気が湧いてきます
Yeah, I'm straight up just not finding. So the chrysalis thing, there's a new item that's coming out late December for chrysalis skips. So it will be items that you have to acquire, and then basically when you do a chrysalis battle, you're able to use one of the tickets, and then that battle counts for 5 extra battles, so 6 battles total, and then you get the rewards for all of those. So it helps speed up chrysalis farming. Oh, cool! I fully ascended tier of finale, so I have a new little stamp. Did look like I already did my PvP for today, so that's done. That's all good. Did I have anything else I needed to do still today? No. So we'll do a couple chrysalis while we're talking about it, and also like I do kind of want to get, because even if I do get the new character at some point, I will still need chrysalis for Hazuki in order to actually get that combo. So we'll just do this, just do a little bit of farming. Yeah, let's say late December. It will be items, so you're limited to how often you can do it, but they are making chrysalis farming less horrible. Though I still feel like there's a lot of people out there that I've read that use like auto clickers and stuff to get through that. I feel like that's probably still a, if you have the resources to do that and have it go for like probably like 3 hours a day. Like ultimately that's gonna probably get you more, but lacking that, those chrysalis tickets should make things much nicer. Yeah, this is as you can kind of see here, this is what I've gotten down to for my chrysalis farming team. I have pretty much everything I want for the characters that I typically use for things, so at this point I'm farming 4 stars and then 2 characters that I never use for anything meaningful. And I think there's one other 5-star I have maybe that doesn't have all the chrysalis I want. Yeah. Auto clicker, just load all 8 of the cubes for the QP and go watch a couple episodes, like a 45-minute show, come back. Is 100% how I've gotten to this point. Lately it's been largely like put on the chrysalis farming and then like go watch a couple episodes of Taskmaster, get ready for bed, come back,
夕飯まで
turn it off, see what I got.
有効活用します手段を
But
選ば
I
ない
do think I'm going to go ahead and wrap up stream here shortly.
私が頑張らなくちゃ
Feel like there's a couple more things that I could test out for the
有効活用しましょう
score attack, but also it's getting to be the point in time where I was expecting to wrap up today.
気合い入れるよ有効活用します手段を選ばない
Trying to think if there's like anything else that I really wanted to
片付け
give a shot for. You know what? I've been curious to try out a slight change to my raid team. So I think I'm going to give that a go. And then that'll be the last thing before end of stream.
ねぎらいにお茶でもどうかしら
Alright. Back. I have also actually been using... I haven't been spending my cubes for this, but I have been doing this because I have been getting low on these things. I've got enough to like max out a new character if I wanted, but I actually need to get some of these resources back now that I'm leveling up more 4 stars. So, let's go to raid. Results, just clear that out of the way. And raid farm assign. So basically, I'm just curious
準備はできてるわ
how Yachio is going to do in this setup versus Homura. So I usually hit for around 120 score total. And I will laugh if this is suddenly like massively higher and I should have been doing this the whole time. Yeah. Just trying to level up 4 stars for some of the challenges still have to do. Yeah, that's same. Exactly the same.
大丈夫です
I've got a bunch of those. I could probably clear out a bunch of those with what I have access to right
や
now.
れるんです
But I'm looking to just start getting everything up so I can start to play around with the teams, optimize those teams, and I assume eventually they're going to release more, which is going to require even more stuff, but I've beaten a few of them and then just haven't really looked at a bunch of the other ones, and it'll largely come down to if things will work in Element.
もっとやれるんです
But until I started really looking at the 4-star challenges and the 4-star pools, I did not realize how limited the 4-star pool is. We are missing so many things, and so with the different element weakness combinations, it's really hard to
続けます
build certain
突破
teams.
するわ続けます
But maybe that's something I should do for another stream, and maybe do that on one of the off weeks when there's not a new score attack. Pop in and do a bunch of the 4-star challenges.
続けます
I think I've cleared... Got like a few other like odds and ends challenges to finish that are like things that got added late that I have to go back and beat something on standard
それ
or something like that that I need to get to. But I have done like all of the cosmetic, I call them cosmetic unlocks, the diorama mode backgrounds, 2D characters, those things. All of those that I can. I think there's 2 characters that I don't have yet that have alternate versions through that system.
続けます
How much did I level up my 4 stars, like magic and special attack? Some of those, since some of them are becoming relevant to actual content now. A couple of times ago, there was a score attack that basically required a couple of 4 stars. I'm working on trying to keep up some of the key ones that I feel fit into niche roles, accomplish specialty things, and actually become usable even in 5-star teams for certain scenarios. I'm trying to keep all of those mostly up on par with my 5 stars. For the sake of a lot of the 4-star challenges, they're on Nightmare, but it's like the first half of the game, I think. It's been a little while since I've looked at them.
100%
So for that, I don't think they'd really need to be leveled up past 100, most likely. On the higher end, at least for like the early stuff. Once you start getting towards like mid-game,
突破すれば
then things start actually mattering. But I'll go double check once we're done with this fight and see where my stuff's at.
やれます私
Also, I want to say I'm usually around 88 by the time I'm out of break, so I do believe this change to character probably not going to be as powerful.
ここまでや速攻で型をつけよう
Yeah, I don't think this is going to get her up above the end. Or, oh no, it does. That was way more effective than I thought it would be.
勇気が湧いてきます
Okay. So it doesn't turn out that I should have actually been using Yacho all this time. Was just curious how that would perform. I'm going to swap that team back, and then we'll look at my collection of 4 stars, so I can remember how much I've leveled them up and whatnot. Raid farm. Swap that back to...
この戦い
Camera.
がマドカを救うためなら
And all right, let's back over to training. So yeah, like she's special. She's leveled up a little extra. She's special because I was actually using her to progress through things. Again, super relevant to things, and then we start hitting the drop off. So this is one that I had been using, so she's going to be kind of the higher end of ones that I'm no longer considering special. And I did get her up to 111, and then these 2 I needed for something recently. This one, I had leveled up for the sake of PvP team at one point. I think that's why she's up there. So these would be more representative of what I'm doing just for the sake of clearing 4-star challenges. So I have been putting them kind of high level just because why not? As far as like base level. But magic attack, I tend to just use this as an example. You go up to 110, and then 111 is when you actually wind up using another rainbow prism orb. I call them rainbow orbs. And at this point, I've got 55. I've got a stockpile. So now I probably don't mind as much, but I tend to have enough of all of these other resources to not care that much, but the prices start getting really high. So essentially, what I've tended to do is I isolate what like materials I'm actually choked on, which prism orbs oftentimes. The actual color orbs can be the case as well, grimoires and all of that stuff. And then I try to hoard and limit my usage of that as much as possible. So if I take a new character, and so like this one is at 59, which I clearly did just for the sake of trying to get through something with 4 stars. And I'm guessing it worked. And so at 60, let's just grab a fresh character here, which actually I've been kind of wanting to level her, because I got destroyed by her in PvP the other day, actually. I saw a team and I was like, I know Rika's supposed to be good as a 4-star, but what is going on with this team? I'm pretty sure I can take them. And then I got destroyed and I was like, oh no. Maybe I should look at Rika some more. But yeah, if I start here, you go up to... So yeah, this is just how I think about the game, but I go to 59 first, and then that doesn't take any rainbow orbs, but 60 does. So I level up to there. I don't even care. Not about to use this character for anything. I don't care. None of that was enough of a cost to matter to me. Then I look and I'm like, oh, now it's going to take something that I want to keep limited in case I draw a new character that I really want to max out immediately because they're super relevant. I want to keep those around. So I try not to use those. And then, and this is my strategy, not just for 4 stars, but any character that I'm not really going to use much. And then I need to use them for something specific. So I'll give it a shot. And then if that doesn't cut it, well, the next time I'm going to actually use something that I care about is, what is it, 90? Yeah, 90. So then I go up to 89, and then I go up to 110 if that still doesn't work. Yeah, like I said, I'm starting to farm these again. I also need to... something I really need to do is bust out my auto-clicker on buying things from the Archive Metal Trader. So I don't want to spend all of them, but I would like to spend, I don't know, 2 million? But I have to single click each time through. So yeah, at that point I can start leveling up a bunch of 4 stars and really going nuts on things. So maybe that's something I do here soon, and then stream some 4-star content, because I've got, yeah, Shadow Witch, Dog Witch, Artist, Chairperson. Got a bunch of this. Oh, it actually goes up to Stage Witch. So yeah, it does get late on. Does not go past that. Needle Witch is definitely a problem. Stage Witch, definitely a problem. That I beat? Oh wow, apparently at some point I beat Mermaid Witch. Or it wasn't one of the missions. Yeah, I think that probably be a good stream to do at some point once I'm fully prepared for it. If we look at this one, Grass and Light. I might actually have a 4-star team for this. Yeah, want to definitely swap out attacker for something on element. No, not sort filter. There we go. So it's forest and light. And we also only want 4 stars. And so yeah, on element for this, we have a pool of 6 characters. We've already got that one in there. We've already got that one in there. So she's a buffer. She's an attacker. So that's the attacker that we want here. So you know what? I am going to just go ahead and send this, I think. So let's beep. And what does Yummy Hunter do again? I know I just recently leveled her up for the sake of this, because I was just kind of like going through what things went in order, and then I was like, oh, I'm actually running short on resources. But I think I remember her being not great. At least not for what I was trying to do. And so... But just for the sake of I'm curious, I'm going to go ahead and test it. So we got Thank Heal, Spa. Yeah. Everybody knows what Hazuki does. She's a very popular unit. So we'll just save that. Go and swap this, just because. But then I do want to level her up a little bit, so get her up to 118, and then magic level, like I said, let's go up to 59, upgrade. And so I feel like at this stage in the game, I'm also gonna need to increase her base level a bit and swap out my supports. Just gonna do that. A little expensive, but I'll fix it later. So this is a breaker? No, neither of those are gonna be anything. I guess probably not, and then I can swap something else into here. Grab that one. She should be able to get buffs. That'll work. And then defense, MP, attack, MP, speed. Perfect. So yeah, just to test where strength is here. But yeah, I feel like at this point, this might be enough. It might not. But especially since I've got 2 sustains and they're fairly up there. This might be enough, but I don't remember. But especially, definitely as you're getting later on and you're getting the stage crash witch and whatnot, you're definitely going to need higher magic levels. The difficulty scales up through the game pretty well. There's definitely... the way that I felt going through things, initially at least, was there were a few walls, but otherwise I kind of naturally progressed through the game alright. I'm going to go ahead and do the Bowska Hill, just see how much it damages through the shield, so... a lot. So we're not doing bad here, by any means. Bud. Her to ult during the break phase. hit that break phase. Cool.
私が頑張らなくちゃ。全然へっちゃら。ほい。刈り上げは絶好調です。
Ooh, she's gonna get out of break phase before I'm able to actually get the attacker in there. Unfortunate. But it's not like I'm feeling any significant pressure so far. Again, bolstered a lot by having 2 sustains. What I really want to know is how much damage she's doing at just 59 magic level.
怪我をする前に倒した。計算通りです。
So, a little sliver off there. Let's... I'll hold that. We'll be back in break soon. I don't think she's going to die before that. And then we'll be able to, for sure, test out how much damage she can do with her ult in break phase.
計算通りです。
Just basic attack, whatever.
とっておきを見せてあげる。怪我をする前に倒した。
The dual sustain is definitely, especially at my, like, ascension levels for them and everything, definitely a little overkill right now. Okay, so we're sitting right there. Pretty big chunk. Pretty big chunk. So definitely, if I had had everybody at that low of magic level, I don't know that that would have worked out, although with the dual sustains, definitely works. But when you're off element, you don't have the sustains, that's going to be way harder. When you're fighting something that's towards the end of the at least base game, like the Stagecraft Witch. Stagecraft Witch required 5 stars to be, like, fairly high for things, but I think the path that I'm going to take largely is going to be similar to how I got through the game in the first place, where I'm going to focus on sustains and attackers, and then I'll bring up other things behind that. While buffers make the game, tends to be that buffers really make a difference just from their base kit, what they do, and then it comes down to largely you want to first not die. That's the first hurdle you need to get through, so sustains. And then the second hurdle to get through is then doing enough damage. So I'm probably going to level up sustains, then attackers, then start filling in the other things. But if we look at just what 4-star attackers exist, there are 4. So if there's a boss, and I haven't looked, probably should at some point, plan some things out for the eventual stream while I knock these out, but yeah, if I go up against something that's only weak to light and fire, who am I supposed to use here? Now, I feel like what will probably happen, at least what makes sense to me, I think, is once they start adding in Arc 2 of Magia Record, that's when they'll probably introduce more 4-stars, because that's going to be the big thing that's going to allow them to increase the pool of them. I think it'd also be cool if they would, like, release 1 4-star every time they do, like, one of the side stories. So like they have Chitose for Oriko, if they released some additional character from, say, like when Kazumi comes out, they'll be like, all right, the 5 stars are Kazumi, and then the other main two, like, I think one of them's name, it's been a while, one of them's name might be Karu, I think, and I can't think of the other one, but basically the ones that were in Magia Record, the 3 of them, released them as 5 stars, and then you've got the rest of the Pleiade Saints, which is like 4 more people plus like various other magical girls that they run into in that series. So like you've got a decent pool. Like add a 4-star with that. When you release Tart, probably have Tart, Corbeo, good old what's her name? I can't remember. But Tart's buddy, and then make I don't know, make Corbeo's friend that she was working with, make her a 4-star and like drip into the 4-star pool from there. But I think they can do a major release of 4 stars once they start getting into arc 2 of Magia Record, because just so many. All right, you're gonna go attempt the Sandblock Witch on 4-star. I absolutely do wish you luck with that, and with everything else you do in life in general, really. But I think for me, I'm going to be signing off now. Who knows? Maybe they'll release another score attack. I doubt they'll release another score attack this week. Maybe they'll do that, and I'll stream that, or perhaps I'll feel like streaming the raid after that's changed, or I'll do some 4-star content. So might be back next weekend. Wasn't expecting to be here this weekend, but then score attack came out, so I was like, no, I gotta. But for now, until next time, I hope you sparkle and shine and have a wonderful time. And I will see you later. Peace.